In this video we're going to make a little Christmas cupcake. Again, I'm just using a mini cupcake. You can use full size. And I've just got a bit of buttercream that I'm going to put on the top of my cupcake. And what we're going to do now is roll out some fondant. It's just white fondant that I've got. We don't need a huge amount. Probably got too much here. And I'm going to cut out a circle. Now I'm going to use a size that's just a tiny bit bigger than my cupcake. So I'll cut that out of there. Okay, and I'm just going to turn my cupcake upside down and place that on there like that. And I'm just going to gently work it all the way around. Pushing it over the edges just slightly to seal in my cupcake. You just have to be careful that your buttercream doesn't squeeze out over the edges. So I'll smooth that gently in the palm of my hand. You'll find it's probably a little bit more fiddly with the mini cupcakes than if you're doing it on a normal sized cupcake. So I'm just going to use a modelling tool now to draw in a face. What we're going to do is put in a nice big smile. So I'm just being careful not to press too hard that goes all the way through the icing. Okay, a little line at the end. So there's our smile. Just going to have a nose, so I've got a bit of orange fondant. Just going to roll that into a little oval shape. When you're happy with the size, just a dab of water. You can use edible glue if you prefer. And we're just going to stick that on there like that. Now we just want a couple of little eye holes. Now you can use a cocktail stick or a modelling tool. I tend to use the bottom end of my paintbrush and just push in 2 little indentations. You don't want to go all the way through your icing, just some little indentations like that is fine. Okay, so taking a bit of black fondant, I'm just going to pinch off a little bit and we're just going to make 2 little round balls for the eyes. Just check that you're happy size wise. That might be a tiny bit too big, so what I'll do is divide them in half. I always end up doing them too big the first time round. So I'm just going to dab a really small amount of water in each eye socket that we've made, and I'm just going to drop those little dots in like that. So you'll see we've got a snowman face now. We just need to give him a bit of a hat. So I'm just taking a bit of green fondant now. What I'm going to do is roll it out nice and thin. Now you don't need a full circle. What I'm going to do is, taking the cutter we used before, is just cut so we've got sort of a semicircle, which will be too big on its own. So what I'm going to do is trim that down again. So I'm just going to cut a small amount at the top of that I want to just put on the very top of his head. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of water on there, only a little bit. If you put too much on, you'll find that your icing just slides off rather than sticking. Okay, and we'll just stick that on there like that, so it doesn't want to cover up very much of the head at all. And taking any bits that you've got left over, or just re-roll some more if you haven't got much left over. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and thin. And what we'll do is cut that down to a nice thin strip. I've managed to get icing stuck in the middle of it. And we're going to put this on for the rim of his hat. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of water on that edge there. And I'm going to try and stick this to the very edge if I can. It's sticking more to my fingers than to the cupcake. I'll just lift it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is just cut it at the edges. So just try and lift that up. Okay, and just play around with the edge of his hat a little bit so you get it how you want. And that's it. That's our little snowman mini cupcake. Thank you for watching.
If you liked this video and would like to see more, please click on the images of the other videos suggested. Also, please do subscribe to my channel using the button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can also visit my cake website and my Facebook page to see more cakes and ideas.